Thiago Silva. Oh, Thiago Silva. Oh, Thiago Silva. Welcome back to GNA TV, guys. I hope you are well wherever it is that you may be around the world. And today is a debate show that we try and get in every once a week, providing there is a debate. And there has been some sort of shall we say, talk circulating around this individual in Thiago Silva. And I think it's now time that we decide to have a chat about Mr. Thiago Silva, a man that is heavily regarded as world class. For me, he's world class. What we're going to do today is that we're going to delve in to some of these things that we need to go through. We're going to go through why I think he's world class and why I think he's the best player in the Premier League. We're going to go through some head-to-heads because head-to-heads are important against who people call the best players or best defenders in the league. We're going to go through some statistics. We're also going to go through a bit of transfer news to start with as well, guys. So there's so much to come in. And on top of that, once I've gone through all that and given you an open mind to everything, the lines will be open for you guys to come in, get involved, have your say, and tell me what you think about the man himself, Thiago Silva. Now, there's over 7 of you here already, nearly 10. Smash that like button. Let's get them likes up. Share on all your socials. Let's let everyone know where we're at, what we're doing, what's happening today. And before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. Big up everyone that's in the chat right now. Over 12 of you here already, 2 minutes in. Get them likes up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. We are on the road to 3.2k. We're already at the 3,150 mark. Thank you to you guys that's helped us get there. And a debate show for you guys. Just to give you a bit of a weekly roundup. This is what's coming for yous on GNA TV. Today we've got the debate show on Thiago Silva. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got the preview to the Chelsea versus Juventus game, probably in the mix of when Tuchel does his press conference, which we end up doing our team lineups, etc., etc. Wednesday, we'll have the match reaction to the Chelsea versus Juventus game. Thursday, the Prem show is back. The afternoon Prem show is back. On the weekend, Sunday, we have got Manchester United. So either Friday, Saturday, or maybe even Sunday, you may find yourself seeing a preview to that at one of them points. I'm not too sure as of what day we'll choose. And in between that, we'll probably think of some other more shows that may come along. Ladies show, women's football, whatever, European watch along. So much going on this week. So much football from Juventus to Man United to go through later on this week. But today's conversation is all based on one man only. That man is Thiago Silva. And it's about time that we have this talk about him. But before we move forward, let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Big up to Abs. I hope you will. Jobber's disrespect is still going on. I swear people on Twitter just love chatting shit. I think rivals just love chatting shit in general when it comes to Chelsea, whether it's their legends, whether it's players that are playing to now. It's normal. It's normal. Like, just the thing I would say is let it go in one ear and let it come out the other. Honestly, that is literally all you got to do. Big up to Abs. Thiago. Yeah, sorry, that's how I entered to this show today. Big up to Bex in the house. Hope you're well. Lord Dan, nice to see you in the house, mate. The lines will be open. I know you asked me earlier. The lines will be open a bit later for you guys to get involved. Like I said, this is an open debate for you guys. I'm just going to go throw some stats to you, give you my thoughts and opinions on the individual, open up the lines, compare him. Also going to be comparing him to certain in Premier League individuals, defenders, as of now, and also some of the Chelsea defenders as of the past as well. And it's going to be an open discussion. Big up my bro. Big up to D-Stretch in the house. Big up to Daniel. Obviously, go and follow Shed and Shutters on YouTube as well. Thiago Silva still getting disrespected. He is an all-time great centre-back. Yes, he is indeed. Catch Critic. Big up to you. Big up to Grey Wolves Dinner as well. Thiago Silva reminds me of a dad who just outclassed all the kids. Literally, that is it. Big up to you, Noah. Nice to see you. General question: what made you support Chelsea? I supported Chelsea when I was literally born. I had a Chelsea blanket wrapped around me. I was Chelsea since I came into this life, into this world. So I was enjoying the 90s where we had Zolas and Poyets and all of them individuals, all of them great players that Chelsea had back then. I was, I was lucky enough to see that. Massive. Yeah, exactly. What is to debate? I mean, it's gonna look. It's more of an open discussion about how good he is, why he works for the system, why he's so important as well. Because I don't think we as Chelsea fans fully understand how important he is to it. We just know he's world class, but what is it that he brings? We'll go through that. We're going to compare him to some of the individuals that are currently classed as world class in the Premier League, in Van Dijk. What's his name? Diaz, and even Van Dijk to a degree. Not Van Dijk, Maguire to a degree as well. Then we're going to go through some of the Chelsea past greats, the Cales, the Luizes, the Terrys, the Carvalhos. We're going to talk about it overall, and then we're going to compare it. And then I'm going to, obviously, the lines are going to be open going into that. There is that longevity thing that we need to understand with him because it is still very early. He could win a title this year. Where does that put him? So it's going to be a lot of if and buts with Thiago Silva. But as of now, I've already called it and I've said it on the Football Terrace. Thiago Silva is the best defender in the Premier League for me. For me, he's the only world-class defender we have. World-class. I mean, since he's at PSG to Milan all the way through, he's been consistent in world class. Now people go, but Rudiger is. No, Rudiger's in world class form. We need to stop getting that mixed up. That's the difference for me. Yeah, exactly. Thiago Silva versus Maguire. But you say that last season when Man United got second, part of the reason they made their way to that was not only the attack, it was their defence. And Harry Maguire was a part of that, Silva's effect on our defence, on our other defenders, is bigger than what he does himself, his experiences. Massively agree with that. And thank you for tuning in, my guy. Over 20 of you here already. Let's go into a little bit of transfer news before we go into some debate. The lines are going to be open very soon as well, and a little bit of a sort of an eye opener to you guys. Big up to CFC Pies, a guy that I've been on a stream with a couple of times already. He came out with a comment from Nizar Kinsella, who was on goal today, and he basically said that Chelsea is still reluctant to offer Antonio Rudiger what he wants, and departure is looking even more likely now. Jules Koundé is still Chelsea's primary defensive target. So this thing of Chelsea being linked to De Ligt coming to Chelsea, we yet to find out. Koundé, I think is going to be in the mix for a long time until he actually goes elsewhere. Because the one thing I would say about Jules Koundé is that he will be leaving Seville for me. It's just who he chooses to go to. So it's going to be interesting to see in the upcoming sort of, say, days or whatever, weeks, months, what happens. But the worrying thing is, and I think I'm past it now, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. But in terms of Rudiger, stay open-minded. At the moment, it looks like he's going. That could change by January. Jules Koundé still massively being spoken about. He wanted Chelsea last summer. We didn't manage to get him. Could happen next summer. Could see them doing the talks in January to bring him in anyway. I still think we need someone. So Thiago Silva, Jules Koundé coming in, and maybe Rudiger leaving. Even if Rudiger signs, I still think we'd go for Koundé. That's my thing. So it's not a thing of, because Rudiger's going, Koundé comes in. If Rudiger stays, if Christensen stays, Aspie, Silva, Koundé is definitely someone that I think may still be coming in. But there's talks on Koundé. Well, I want Koundé badly. I know he'd fit us like a glove. So do I. Koundé is a must-buy for me. I agree as well. I think Koundé is a massive importance to moving forward. I'm talking about in the long run, long term, still very young, very talented, being elevated by a manager like Tuchel, which is what he's done with Rudiger Christensen. He could be the next big player to be elevated from him at a younger age. And consistency is important. Need to do a debate show, Chalobah versus tomorrow. I think there's two. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit hard to compare them both still, I would say. But yeah, it is what it is. Rudiger to PSG. Bayern Munich have also come in the mix now for Rudiger as well. Rudiger has got probably PSG and Bayern Munich are the two for me. I know Real Madrid have been spoken about a lot, but I just think that this is going to be a case of Rudiger. going either to them two. Big up to Declared, who's in the house as well. Football Style. Nice to see you. We might get him in January, but not 100%. Yeah, I'm not too sure if we get him in January. I'm not going to lie. Listen, over 25 of you here, guys. Do us a favour. Smash the like button. This show is basically prioritised around Thiago Silva. We are going to be talking in depth on Thiago Silva, the importance to him, why Tuchel wanted him to come to Chelsea. And I think it's at a point where we need to have that discussion, because I've seen a lot of people talking about him on social media, slagging him off, moaning about how he's. I saw a silly clip that Monster put up actually of some guy who basically said that Thiago Silva can't play in the back four, and he showed like 2 or 3 clips where he made a little mistake or a little error, and then the rest of it there was nothing. That just shows how good he was. Do you know what I mean? And it's just funny how salty rivals are, how salty they become. Just quickly before we go into Thiago Silva talks, Nizar Kinsella also said that Tuchel wants to keep all his record-breaking defenders with expiring contracts, and you can see why. Real Madrid moving strong on Rudiger. Expectation is Silva will stay another year. This talks about him still staying another year. Same with Aspi. He's 2 big leaders. Christensen talks resume. You know, the Christensen talks resume thing for me is a matter of time. It's going to happen. You know, he will sign for me. I ain't worried about Christensen. I ain't worried about Thiago Silva, Aspi. I think they will give another year to us easily. Rudiger's the only one for me where the question marks lay or land or still with him. I'm not 100% sure. You know, it's looking like it's not going to happen, but you know, it is what it is. You know, Tuchel's made it very clear that he wants them to be here at the football club, and why not? You know, he's got 4 defenders that are playing in the peaks of their performances at the moment. All right, Aspi, maybe not as much, but you know, the levels that they're currently playing at the moment, we will not want to lose these guys. You know, definitely not want to lose these guys. It's not something that's going to be a case. Hence, fundamentally, we like it or not. It's true. Join the Discord group as well, guys. Over 30 of you here, 12 minutes in. Smash the like button as well. But yeah, the Discord group for GNA TV is right there. So if you want to click in it, download the app. It will take you to the GNA community. Get yourselves in there. Everyone that's in the chat, a lot of them already over there talking anyway. We talk after shows in the mix of when Chelsea playing games as well. We're talking. So if you want to be more involved with the GNA community, go and follow us on Discord as well, guys. Over 35 of you here, guys. Smash the like button. Let's get them likes up. Over 30 would be great. Nearly 40 of you here already. We are going to be talking Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is the main topic. Just a little bit of transfer news for you guys now as well. But you heard it. Couldn't they still in the mix? As what Pius is saying, Kinzella's saying. Rudiger's looking like he's still leaving, which is no real surprise to us at the moment. But things can change. Remember... Oh, wrong one. Wrong one, guys. Pressed the wrong one. Remember, Fabrizio Romano also came out, which I know I put up the other day, saying that Thiago Silva's contract, who we are doing a debate on right now, so it's relating to him. Contract extension will be discussed soon with Chelsea board. Tuchel and club are super happy for Thiago and wants to stay in Europe for one more season. So, you know, there was talks about him wanting to go back to Brazil and finish off there. I think this guy's got a good another 3 years in him. He wants to play another year at the top level, which he can get away with. And then maybe for the last year or two, go back to Brazil if that's what he wants and finish off over there. But Thiago Silva's performing at top level for Chelsea again and again. He's amazing. And yes, he's 37. Yes, people keep forgetting. He's 37. And he's still, like I keep saying to you guys, for me, the best defender in the league currently. He is, man. He is. So let's delve into this. Let's delve into some of the stuff that I've got here as well. Why talk about Thiago Silva? Probably something asking why is it? I mean, a lot of people on social media have rivals, should we say, more so, not Chelsea fans, have questioned the quality of this guy. Now, before he even came to Chelsea, there was question marks that his age, he won't be able to keep up with the speed of the league. You know, he will struggle to mark people. He will lose battles in the air. You know, he's done. He's like Chelsea have just signing a player that's just going to make some numbers up, play some cup games here and there. He's too old. He's not good enough. That was the whole thing that we got from Thiago Silva before he came from rivals. Since that, he's walked into this team And even under Frank Lampard, and I know people say, yeah, but we conceded goals. He had that mistake earlier. He did. He had that moment. You know, every world-class player has a moment. That doesn't make him bad overnight. Something we should remember. Ever since Frank Lampard came in and played him next to Zuma, they went through a period where they were not losing games for, I think it was 11 or 12 games in a row. Obviously, things started to get a bit worse, not only on Thiago Silva, but in the squad in general. And we started dropping points. We lost Silva for a little bit, games, etc. Tuchel comes in. Now, bearing in mind, Thiago Silva played for Tuchel under PSG, and people keep forgetting Tuchel is probably PSG's most successful manager. He's won 3 of the titles in a row under him. The only thing he didn't win there was the Champions League. Champions League was the one thing that they still to today are struggling to obtain. And he was brought into this team knowing what to expect from Tuchel when Tuchel came across. That maybe helped Tuchel's decision to come over here, having that quality. And I think part of the reason why Tuchel did take this job was because of him, because he knew what he could bring, what he can do, what he can offer. You know, his leadership qualities. And something I keep saying is it's dying. It is dying. There's not many players out there. It's the dying breed of a defender for me in Thiago Silva. Since he's been playing under Tuchel, you could argue that Rudiger's elevated, Christensen's been elevated. I don't think the right answer is to say that he elevated Thiago Silva. I think Thiago Silva is someone that we already knew had the quality. Now, people keep thinking back to when he was at AC Milan. At AC Milan, he was very good. I think he was actually at one of his peaks. Do you know how old Thiago Silva was when he was at AC Milan before he went PSG? He was 27, nearly 28. He wasn't young. He looked young 10 years ago, which it would be for him now, 10 years ago at AC Milan. But when he was at AC Milan, he was 27 years old. 27 years old. You know, and playing at the level he did, he left, he went to PSG, he became very successful there and made his move to Chelsea. Now, there's a couple of things that obviously I'm going to throw in, and we're going to put the link in the chat very soon. I want to get you guys into the chat about Thiago Silva, the debate show, like I said, get you guys involved. There's a couple of things obviously that I wanted to bring up to you, and the most recent thing that I wanted to bring into your faces was the fact that his performance against Leicester. Now, this ain't something that he's doing on a one-off. It's the consistency of this guy. Passing accuracy, 96.8%. Ground duels, 100%. Aerial duels, 100%. Tackles, 100%. Dribbles, 100%. Long passes completed, 4 out of 6. Clearances, 3. This is a guy at the age of 37 playing against Leicester City away and still playing to the highest level in order. Now, why is he so important? Why is he so important to this Tuchel system? Now, the reason why he's so important to this Tuchel system, very important, and I bang on about the wing-backs. I've always said that the wing-backs are very important in the way that we play, and it's true. But to have Thiago Silva playing in the back three next to whoever it is, usually Rudiger and then sometimes Chalobah, Aspie, whoever it is that comes in, Reece James and whatever, instantly, not only does he lead the 11 that's on the pitch, but instantly raises the levels, raises the bars. He demands it on the pitch. Now, when you look at what Tuchel does on the bench, who is very, he's very talkative, this, that, and the other. To have that also on the pitch with the quality and the leadership skills that he has is, for me, is integral. Now, people say to me, why is Chalobah doing so well? You know, why is he thriving? Why is he doing what he's doing? I'll tell you why. Because he's learning off someone like Thiago Silva. He's learning off someone like Thiago Silva. People forget that Thiago Silva's played in this system before. He can play this system. He knows it. You know, you watch Thiago Silva on the pitch, he's forever shouting left, right, up, down, back, left. You know, people then moan about his ability on the ball. Talk about rivals being slow, this, that, and the other. Now, it was a very good example against Leicester where he was up against Vardy. Vardy made the run, pulled aside to try to drag Thiago Silva away from the Rudigers and Chalobahs because of their pace. I wanted him one-on-one. A number of times when Vardy made that run and they played the ball over to him, Thiago Silva didn't run with him. He ran towards the goal. He ran towards the goal and he held his position, which meant Vardy had to come towards him. Now, the one thing that I'm trying to get you at is that it's his game knowledge, his game understanding. He might not have the same pace, but he has this. He has this. And this, for me, is so important. You think of what John Terry used to do back in the day when he never had the pace, but he always used to find himself in the right position in the box, front post, back post, clearances, tackles, right tackles, when to tackle. Yeah, he makes it look so easy. Even when there's aerial duels, he doesn't just hoof it and it goes anywhere. The ball will come to him and you see Rudiger to his left. And before the ball's even come to him, he knows that ball's going to Rudiger. He'll chest it down to him. Little head there. Like, what I'm trying to get you at is that there's the quality of this guy is unbelievable. Like, there isn't many players that can do and play in the way that he does. He makes it look so easy. He makes the game look so easy. He makes the game look so easy, and it's important and integral. And I've even questioned why he starts many games. Like, Tuchel played him against Leicester on the back of him flying back from Brazil. All right, he didn't play for Brazil, but there was a big time difference. And now I'm starting to, not now that I understand, but now when I really look at it, it makes sense. In this system, as important as our wing backs are, Thiago Silva is as important. Yes, we see games where Christensen plays here on the odd occasion, but if you look at it, my majority of the games, Thiago Silva, back to back to back. We got told he can't play back to back games. He's been playing back to back to back games, and he's still been playing at the highest level, dominating them games, keeping clean sheets, defending well. Yeah, Rudiger's playing well. Yeah, Christensen's playing well. But I'm telling you, this guy is so important that I think he's more important than them in his ability, in what he brings, in what he provides, the leadership, the experience, the know-how, the organisation on the pitch. As organised as we are, the organisation on the pitch. And even when he is left one-on-one with the strong strikers or pacey people, he deals with it. He wins the ball comfortably, nicks it away from him. Like, he's just that good. And he is, and I keep banging on it, he is the best defender in the league. I do not care. I'm sorry, Ram. I know you're in the chat in the chat right now. And that's nonsense, because you sound like the rivals on Twitter. Have you seen him playing in the back four? He can't. Oh, come on, Ram. Did you watch him at AC Milan? Even at PSG, he's played in back fours. It's nonsense. It's a nonsense debate. The lines are going to be open in about 15 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to get you involved. We're going to get you involved. I'm glad you're here, Ram, actually, because we can go through some stuff that I have got here. Smash the likes. Over 50 of you here. Stay tuned. I will give you the opportunity to get involved as well. Smash the likes. Silva is a centre of that defence, and he's integral, especially into the way we play. Don't forget, he played for International as well. He didn't play for International, actually. He didn't play the last game. He was on the bench, but it was the minutes. It was the minutes him coming back. Big up, Gem. Smash the likes. Yeah, guys, get the likes up. Get the likes up. Nice to have you all here. Yeah, it's stupid. But let's move on. Because I want to get you guys involved as well. So in terms of Thiago Silva and stats, because even though I love eye test and I think stats are important, it's also important to have a bit of a balance. And in terms of Thiago Silva, when we look at him and his performances, 2 seconds. So you can see it overall. Why didn't it do it? Yeah, Premier League. Yeah, all right, cool. Okay, cool. So in terms of his performances, I thought it was a total. I've got the wrong thing here. Anyway, this is his performances like this season. I thought it was a total for every season that he's been at Chelsea, but obviously not. He's played 796 minutes, right? He scored 1 goal, blocked shots 2, etc. Fine, not an issue, all right? Passing, right? Now listen to this. Since he's started playing for Chelsea, and he's played most of the games this season, and we played 11 and 12 games, right? He's made 636 total passes. Now, out of them 636 total passes, 578 of them are completed. 91% of this guy's playing out from the back throughout the whole season. 91% is his total completed pass rate. That's pretty impressive, right? He's defending, right? Tackles attempted the whole season, 16. 13 of them he won, which means he only lost 3. 81% tackle succession rate he has. 81%. It's not even 50, 60, or whatever. Just that he's winning pretty much every tackle that he goes into comfortably. This was just a little bit to give you an idea of how well he's performed this season. And when we talk about performing well, you can also do this as well, which I'm going to show you guys as well. Stats can not be used for centre backs. Not Phillips was statistically better than Diaz last season. Well, yeah, but they can still be used. But at the same time, you've got to have a bit of eye test as well. I agree. Now, we have got the verses here, right? Big up to 1vs1 website. Now, this is, again, sort of more of a breakdown in terms of strengths and weaknesses, where he is good, where he isn't good, etc. Obviously, assists and goals, he doesn't do a lot of it. In terms of headers, he doesn't actually head a lot in the game. He doesn't get into a position where he has to head a lot. But when it comes to comparing, and we can do this, I already had Ruben Diaz lined up, actually, in there. Right. Let's do... Actually, let's as Ramsey. We'll do Virgil. We'll do Virgil van Dijk, yeah? Because he's been playing most of this season. Compare. Now, bear in mind, this is them being compared based on just this season at the moment. And this is hence why I keep bigging out that he is the best defender in the league at the moment. Right. So the yellow icon is Van Dijk. The blue icon is Thiago Silva. In terms of shots converted, he's higher. Defensively, Van Dijk's a little bit more. Passes, Thiago Silva is a better passer than Van Dijk this season. In terms of assists, Van Dijk's been better. Headers, Van Dijk does a lot more. Now, that don't surprise me. When you look at the size of Van Dijk in himself, you would expect that he competes a lot more in headers. In terms of goals, obviously, Thiago Silva scored one, Van Dijk hasn't. Shots on target, big chances, all right, fine. We're not too worried about that. Playmaking, all right, key passes from Van Dijk, 3. He hasn't had an assist to his name, Silva, but he's got 2 key passes as well. Passing, 521 total passes made to 762. Passes in the final third, 95-67. Passes into the box, 12-17. Fine. In terms of comparing them, there's a little sort of briefing here where it breaks down their 21-22 season and it compares them. So what they do is they compare everything overall and then they give you an assessment as to who they think is the better at the moment. Thiago Silva has the following offensive skills. He has 1 goal out of 2 shots in his name. All right, fine. Virgil van Dijk has 0 goals to 2 shots. Fine. So Thiago Silva, fine. It is on that one. Thiago Silva has a total of 0 assists, 2 key passes. These are passes leading to a shot on goal. It's sort of what they're trying to come at. Virgil van Dijk has 1 assist, 3 key passes. In terms of pass completion rate, 50% for the passes into the boxes is Thiago Silva's. Van Dijk's passes completions into the boxes only 35%. Fair enough. In terms of who's the better in defence, let's have a look. Thiago Silva and Virgil van Dijk's defensive skills. Thiago Silva has a total of one block, 29 aerial duels, and 17 tackles. Virgil van Dijk has 1 block, 44 aerial duels, which we would expect. Let's be serious. We would expect him to be better in the air. But he's only won 13 tackles out of all of his tackles. Now, Thiago Silva's won more. In terms of summary, at the moment, currently, the summary that they've worked out, it says here that Thiago Silva is a better player at the moment than what Virgil van Dijk is. Now, I've done the same thing on Ruben Diaz as well, and he came on top of that as well. I even threw Harry Maguire in there, just based on this season on stats. Offensively, defensively, passing, goals, assists, aerial duels, all of it. Everything that you can think of that a defender would do or a player would do, especially a defender would do in the game, it was answered, Let's have a quick look and see what you used to say in the chat as well. I'm going to open up the lines in about 3 minutes. Just want to see what everyone's saying in the chat. Let's have a look. Can't have a level-headed, normal football debate without swearing and losing his head. It's childish and pathetic. Who's that? Gray, how many times did he get spun by people like Neto, Richarlison if he was so good? But Van Dijk's had... All right, he's been spun a couple of times in his career at Liverpool. They got absolutely roasted by Pepe. Stats cannot be used for centre-backs. No, they can to a degree. I mean, Ram, I don't really get your argument right now. Like, VVD only has height and physicality over Silva. Silva is the better in every aspect. All right, fair enough. Good job. Now, look, this debate show was created for us to debate this. So, defenders like Thiago Silva up against the other defenders in the Premier League. It could be Ruben Diaz, it could be Van Dijk. Now, I've given you some sort of breakdown verse 1-on-1. They seem to think, based on all of the statistics that they've put together, that the overall better player at the moment is Thiago Silva. Ruben Diaz was the same as well. I can show you stats on Ruben Diaz. Same thing. Maguire's not even worth talking about. People only use stats when it benefits them. It's true, it is. But at the same time, we don't have to just use stats to benefit Thiago Silva. Yes, it aids in what you're saying. But, you know, this thing of, oh, he gets spun. Oh, back free tax. Oh, this, that, and the other. Thiago Silva's played in numerous of formations. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. VVD, GOAT. VVD isn't Sol Campbell. And look, I don't want to make it about, the debate show's not here to be made about VVD and Thiago Silva. This wasn't why I did it. It was to give you the reason as to why. Gem, I'm looking forward to a man slapping man poo this week. Yeah, well, we've got Man United. We've got Man United the weekend, which we will be doing later on. But guys, over 50 of you here, slap the like button. Subscribe if you're new. We're on our way to 3.2k subscribers. So please help us get to that. We will be doing previews tomorrow for the Chelsea Juventus. Reaction show on Wednesday. Premier League show is back Thursday. Maybe Ram will be joining me as well. Friday or Saturday, we'll be doing the preview show to the Man United game. So there's a lot going on. So make sure you stay tuned with us as well. But yeah, look, like that's just one individual, you know. I don't want to go bore you to death with it, but, you know, I've done the same thing with Ruben Diaz. I actually even compared, like, the Rudigers and that to him as well, you know, just to get an idea of how well he's performing overall. And he's there. He's up there. He's up there. And for me, he's massively, massively important to what we do and to Tuchel. And we have to keep him fit. For me, we have to keep him fit. You know, we have to look after him to a degree, but at the same time, keep him fit at the same time as well. Now, in terms of the link, I will put it in the chat. I did say after, 30 odd minutes, I would throw it in. There's the link. This is an open debate for you guys to get involved and have your say about Thiago Silva. And I want to know your thoughts. Is he the best defender in the league currently? Is it what rivals say? Is it a back free tax? Is he just not as good as what the rivals think he is? If so, and you're one of the rivals, let us know. Come and get involved. The lines are open. There you go. Link is there. Get involved. Tell me what you think. Smash the like while you're at it as well. Nick Blue, Henry Norris moved us to Islam because of revenue, and we're because of you must be talking about something else. Ray Stinner, Redneck, how you doing, guys?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm all good as always. We've got Lord Dan here as well. Big up to him. We've got Couch Critic as well. Big up to you guys. How you doing?
What up, big man? You good?
Yeah, I'm all right. You know, I just felt like I wanted to talk about Thiago Silva because I think it was long time due, because we don't talk about him enough, and I'm not saying I don't think we don't really know what he offers us, because I think we do, but I don't think we understand fully how important he is to the system and how integral he is to everything that we do as well. And I think he's that. I think he's that important. I think he's as important. Maybe not as important as our wing backs, but he's near there. Like I actually put him that high in terms of his leadership capabilities. And this thing that I've been saying everywhere. He's for me the best defender currently in the league. I mean, what's your thoughts, guys, on it?
You know what? I actually pulled on this in my video from the last game from Leicester. I think Leicester was a perfect example of what Thiago Silva means to this team. Like he was just so silky on the ball, dictated the tempo, set the tone for everyone to build off of. Like his composure and poise on the ball was rippled throughout the squad, and you can tell, like right from minute 1 to minute 90, everyone took their cues from him. He built from the back. You saw Vardy pressed him every now and then. He was so composed. He allowed for everyone. He allowed for everyone to set the right tempo and rhythm. I know that Jorginho and Conte also had very good games in the middle, but I think that all of their cues were taken from Thiago Silva. And for me, I don't necessarily think that you can look at stats when you're looking at defenders. I think that
Yeah.
defenders, you have to just just envision what they're doing on the pitch and how they're building confidence for the teammates and how they basically shape what the team wants to do. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have to snuff out attacks as well. But when you're in possession of the ball 70% of the time, it's very hard to look at the game defensively. I think what you got to do is look at how the team is set up and what he's doing to allow everyone else to flourish. And that Leicester game was a master class in a defensive center back commanding performance, and you wouldn't
He
even
don't
know.
look 37, does he, Couch? He don't
Sorry?
look 37, does he? He don't look 37 in the
No,
way that
man,
he's playing.
because in his head he's still 25. You know what I mean? He's got the sharpness and intuition of a player in his prime. Like, and to be honest, like I'm sure like Alex will tell you as a defender, you don't necessarily need to be an athletic dynamo when you have a mind that thinks the game as quickly as he does. So Silva he's a Rolls Royce, man. There's no doubt about it. You cannot find like when you're talking about who's better, like it's just basically on what you need in your defense. For me, he's the best central defender we have, or in football right now, just based on the fact that he's so composed on the ball and everything that comes to him, you know he's just going to snuff it out. Van Dijk has a different sort of like play set about him. He doesn't necessarily have to be that same,
Yeah. How for you? How does he compare? And I've seen a lot of us doing it again on social media, where we're comparing him to some of the old Chelsea defenders in terms of ability, etc. Forget the longevity because he hasn't won enough yet, and he may win a Premier League this season as well, so we can't really question mark it. But in terms of his ability compared to some of the old defenders that we had, I saw talks about Cahill being better than him, and David Luiz being better than him, and there's all these different players that people are calling out. That apparently,
I can't hear that David Luiz is better than Thiago Silva. That's just ridiculous.
What?
I can't hear. Cahill is probably a better goal scorer, better in the box in terms of like scoring goals, but in terms of like actual
the overall ability.
That's the reason people get arrested for saying those things, and
it's crazy, right?
Guys,
you can't say that and be serious, man. That's ridiculous.
That's wrong. It's wrong.
I think Cahill is probably a better finisher. He gets on the end of things and is incredible, but David Silva is probably his closest comp, and there's miles between the two of them. Just miles. It's not even worth discussing. David Luiz, and it's not even close. So
why is he so heavily disrespected by rivals as well?
I have no idea. Maybe it's because he's Chelsea, maybe that has something to do with it. But like, that's Leicester, and you wouldn't even have known. Like I didn't even know that his passing accuracy was that crazy. It was everything else that he was doing, just the tempo that we set and everything that was like so impressive for me. But again, I can go on for hours about this guy just based on that performance against Leicester. And, I definitely want to hear from other people. So I'm going to bow out and listen for a bit.
Well, I actually thought he was better against Tottenham. I thought that the game against Tottenham was the best I've ever seen from a defender. That was a 10 out of 10 for me. I gave him a 10.
Yeah.
For the game. Also, this might be controversial. I think he's the best defender to ever play for us.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying John Terry's legacy is obviously better, like his Premier League legacy and all that. So I'm not going to put him on. But like, I think in terms of this pure ability and like over their whole career, I do rate Thiago Silva higher than John Terry. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That was controversial in itself. What do you base that on? Overall ability? What is that based on?
Eye test.
Eye test.
Thiago Silva can do. I'm thinking of him at his peak. There's no weakness to Thiago Silva's game. He has everything. He's got the speed, the intelligence, just won everything. He killed it at Milan, killed it at PSG. This guy is just an absolute. Well, honestly, the summer we got him, he was the most excited I was for any player. I knew how good this guy was.
He's only been here for a year and a half, so.
No, I'm not saying he'll never surpass John Terry's legacy. I'm not saying that at all. But
you're talking about the ability element and what.
Yeah.
So you think he's the best in terms of ability that Chelsea have ever had as a defender at our football club? That's
yes. Yes.
That's a big bold statement, and I think that's a fair. I mean, it's a fair debate to have. I mean, Redneck, did you agree with that comment?
No, but that's a different story. For me, you know me now for a couple of months, Jim.
Yeah.
I rate individual abilities as much as the next guy. But for me, the unity, you can't rate one defender in the system that we have and take away. You know what I'm saying? It's a combined defense is good as they play together. As individual, you can't rate defenders individually. Like for example, you can forwards because forwards can do dramatically by themselves something that you can't you don't need the unit for you know what I'm saying, like individual things in forward positions can do more than individual in the defense, because if you individual in the defense, you ain't going far away in the league. Another thing is defenses gets more criticized than any other positions on the field. No matter what you do, if you concede a goal, it's going back to the defense. If you don't score a goal, it doesn't, like for example, if you don't finish your chance, you will not get criticized as much as, for example, we concede. Thiago Silva is like a creme de la creme. Like he looks so effortlessly when he's
That's
doing.
Yeah,
But to do that, you have to rely on the players like Rudiger. He knows that he can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like if he would, for example, if it's Sar on his left, some things he will not do. Like he won't do those smooth touches because he's like, you know what, where Sar positioning himself. So I think the unit makes them all three look good. Specifically, one
He
makes
did that. He did
another
that
one.
under Lampard with Zuma, didn't he? He had those smooth touches under Lampard when it was a back to with Zuma.
Yeah, I didn't say Zuma is a bad defender.
I'm just asking. I was just saying.
Well, what's your thoughts on it, Lord Dan? Then, how high do you rate Thiago Silva at Chelsea?
For me, he is our best defender, and I think he's the second or the first best in the league. Because right now, because Van Dijk is still up there, but he off the ball, the way he touches, the way he pass, he's like a playmaker for us. So I think right now he's the second best in the league behind Van Dijk.
I think he's better than
Just
Van Dijk
Yeah,
at the moment.
100
I think
miles.
he's first.
It's 100 miles
On
better
form
than
this
Van
yeah,
Dijk.
but
On
You
form
can't,
this
put,
I
you
season,
think-
he's
can't
the best
put
for me.
Van Dijk next to Silva. Forget Van Dijk's finished. He was good. Yeah, but, 2 years ago. Forget Van Dijk. And by the way, Rams, said he's a lot better. If you're there, Rams, you haven't got a clue about for you. It's just you're jealous.
Nick,
with God Silva.
Rams is always somewhere sniffing.
Yeah.
Nick.
No,
But
everyone was
what I don't get
jealous.
with Ram is he likes consistency with defenders and
I know he likes
longevity.
to banter.
The funny thing with Rams is he loves his favourite player is Maldini, and Maldini said he Thiago Silva is his heir. So I don't know.
You guys are Gordon him out now. You guys are calling him out now. He's gonna come on,
Me,
obviously.
myself.
But you know what? I think
me-
the difference is like Van Dijk is a stopper. He's the guy that you put in your back four, and he just cleans up.
Van
all
Dijk's a stopper with no brain.
Nah.
the
Van
brain
Dijk is a good
He got the
defender.
brain of Silva has. No one has on this planet.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch past couple of games with Van Dijk, one special against West Ham, when you think that what's his name, Jamaican forward, what's his name? Antonio. Did you see a couple of moments when you think Antonio is about to spin Van Dijk, and Van Dijk used his brain. He knew how to defend. He trailed him all the way to the goal and waited for him. Van Dijk is not a stupid.
Yeah, all right, he's not as good as Silva right now.
If we lose,
I think it just depends on what you want in the defender. To be honest,
No. It's not about. It's about the unity. Van Dijk will look good because he has a. They don't have a good structure in defense. That's why they're leaking so many goals.
If we lose Rudiger, which it looks like that may be the case, it can happen. Who knows? We'll have to see.
Silva can.
How important is it that Silva stays at Chelsea?
Really important.
Really?
Oh, sign him now.
I think he is. His wife actually put it saying.
Well, he's already apparently said that he wants one more season. He wants one more season at Chelsea, and then he's got a good another 2-3 years in him. In the way that he's playing at the moment, he looks after himself. He takes his job very serious. If you follow him on Instagram, all he does is train, even when he's not playing and he's out of season. He's still training. He's still like everything he puts up is just him training, eating well. He's what an athlete, I tell you. He's very focused on being.
Apparently, he said that he had to adjust the diet and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
When he came to Premier League.
He's a Ronaldo, as centre back. He's like Ronaldo. He trains like him. It's like he does everything. You see, very similar.
100%.
Yeah, and that's why what a player he is. And I can see him signing next year, another year, easy. If not, I think he will stay on at Chelsea as a coach, and he's great in the dressing room. The players love him, the club loves him. I think he'd be there for a long time, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope he is, to be honest, as well. I've dropped the link to Sam as well. Hassan, the link's there. Silva on the clock, though. Not. We need to look, if anything, more for the signings that would avenge those players.
Maybe when Abramovich at Stamford Bridge tomorrow for Championship League game, maybe he already has the papers and contracts ready for Rudiger and Thiago Silva right after pitch.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
If Abramovich is a trigger finger, man. If he likes something, he will vote board out and just go for what he wants.
Barry,
yeah.
Hi, mate. What's your thoughts on Thiago Silva, mate? Tell us.
So, according to me, I think he's definitely the smartest defender in the league, no doubt about it. The only thing that's stopping him to become the best is his age. Like Tuchel knows this.
Is that stopping him really?
In the sense that he can't play every game like Van Dijk. That would be overkill. Like for him,
but he has been playing back to back though. Do you not think he's because he has, even when we've criticised that he can't play it, he's turned up and played and he's done a job. So no, I get what you're saying, but go on.
Like he can't keep up with this basically because the Premier League is very tough, very physical, and eventually it will wear him out. Like no matter how old he is, for every player, especially when you're playing in the defense and jumping up now and then, I think it's going to get to him. But with the way Tuchel plays him strategically, like maybe every alternate game, he still performs at the highest level possible. And like he's either 1 or 2, but I would still say 2 because of the fact that he can't play on a regular basis. Like I would say max maybe in a season 45 games a season out of 60 maybe. So that's from my take. But I would say he's top 3 from Chelsea history for sure. When it comes to technical capabilities, I would put him with like Terry and Carvalho, and then Marcel Desailly, like in that range.
Fair enough. I hear that as well. It makes a lot of sense, Varun. I mean, come on, you Blues TV, big up to you. He says, we're saying it's not as important to keep Silva when he's only going to stay for another year, probably max. What's more important is signing the right guy if Silva and Rudy leave. I don't think Silva goes, especially if Rudy goes. I think he wants to be here for what he's enjoying his football. That makes sense. But I think it's more important to have him here if we are going to bring in Koundé, De Ligt, and allow them to be around someone like him. Because for me, I keep saying it, he's a dying breed. This
Let
kind
me
of
ask,
defender.
can I ask the guys, people questions about something like what made Thiago Silva and people like Cristiano Ronaldo in Premier League a little bit more? Did you notice that actual Premier League is not as tough and physical as it used to be when we had Stoke, Burnley, all that? Even the teams like that, they're still not as physical as they used to be. Maybe that's why longevity, like the older defenders, older players can actually sustain some kind of ability to play without getting traumas every other game. You see what I'm saying? Like,
good point. The game's changing for sure.
The game's changing in the Premier League. That's what I'm saying. And it's
you got to be clever.
It's getting a lot more technical.
Yeah.
Because
It's not as physical. It's about
Thiago Silva even said it. Like he said that 5-6 years ago, if they were to offer me, then I would have taken it. But 10 years ago, I would have never taken it in my prime.
Do you know why that has happened? Didn't you? Because new systems, new formations.
Yes,
Back
it's
then
when
it was very,
Antonio Conte
very
came in.
basic.
That's when it started changing. When Antonio Conte came in with this wing back system, then it slowly started changing. Then
It
Wingback.
demands. What I'm saying is, it
Yo,
demands
whole
possession.
city play with wingbacks before you were born. Conte didn't create no shit.
Yeah, no.
no, he didn't say no shit, but he started. He
He
It
didn't
wasn't.
start nothing, man.
started basically.
No one in the Premier League played back three until Conte came in. Conte pretty
watch
much
Hull
made
City.
that.
Watch Hull City. They
Yeah, that's
play
when it
three in the back.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I just think
According to
it's definitely becoming more of a possession game, and it isn't as physical back in the day when we used to play Stoke, and going away to Stoke was a nightmare. Do you know what I mean? You knew they were just going to hoof the ball in the air. I remember when Sam Allardyce was at West Ham, and he used to just have Andy Carroll up front, just hoofing the ball up in the air and stuff. Do you know, like it's not like that anymore. The formations that are being laid out in games now are about actually having a bit of intelligence and positioning and moving and keeping the ball on the floor. You have to be good with the ball at your feet. As back in the day, you used to be able to pick the ball up and just hoof it. Do you know what I mean? Like as high as you want onto Peter Crouch's head or whoever's up front or Drogba's head. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like that. It's changed. It has changed, definitely. But
like I have another question also. Like, why is that everyone's saying this back three tax for Chelsea? Like, I honestly don't understand this.
It's just rivals crying.
It's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like every team puts a back. If they do a back three and fail, then it's not a back three tax. And the back three tax basically prevents you from attacking more. Also, in some cases, but in Chelsea's case, they are attacking and they have the second highest goal scored.
The back three system is good as your wing backs, and we
can't
have
figure
really
it out.
good wing backs.
I mean,
they can't figure it out. That's why.
Almost every team that attacks.
Physically, back three is more demanding because you're gonna have to cover for your wing backs depending on what role you play as well. And you'll have to go up and down.
To be honest with you guys, most attacking teams play with a back three. It's just who you put back there. Like you look at Liverpool, they'll sit with it's a Van Dijk and whoever the center back partner is, but the defensive midfielder sits in the middle and does the exact same job as say like you would see from Thiago Silva.
Fabinho.
It's Fabinho,
like,
exactly. So when you say back three, it's just you're saying three center backs, but you're not talking about the actual setup of the club because a lot of those teams play with back three anyhow.
Yeah, there's two types of formations. You got your attacking formation and then your formation while you're defending. There's always two phases to it.
Precisely.
Teams don't just play with what you see on the team sheet. You know what I mean?
And it's not just it doesn't just come down to what their position is. It comes down to where they play on the pitch, right? Like just because Fabinho is listed as a central midfielder doesn't mean that he's playing there for them. He's the guy that's playing like the rover, cleaning up everything and whatnot. So anyhow, I agree. I don't know if this back three tax makes any sense. We're scoring goals at will. It looks like now.
I don't even understand what the back three tax is. I just don't know what that means.
Fabinho was very good against Arsenal, but did that.
Can somebody explain what's the back three tax is? What does it mean?
It's what Twitter people say. Whenever we get it's whenever we get a clean sheet. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's because
fine rivals. It's nothing.
It don't really make sense, really, when you think about it.
It's so funny when United fans say it, because when they play a back three, they still concede.
Exactly.
I can still hear Pochettino crying about our defensive football. Somewhere.
Yeah, I don't even know why he came out and said that we were defensive. The guy's got his own problems in PSG, and he's talking about Chelsea. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what are you saying, mate? Like, do you know what I mean? But it just shows that I actually think we're in many ways. I don't think teams know how to play against us still, and they struggle to really understand the way we set up in games because we transition from different type of formations in games, and we can switch it with players. We can switch it at the moment. And it's hard to play against that when when you just can't, you don't understand it. Like you don't understand what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Somebody posted on the breaking news on Twitter saying Chelsea appealed Maguire's red card. They want him to play against next week.
Yeah, I mean, it is a shame that he's not playing. To be honest, it would have been good if he had, continued
It's
playing.
for the people that want to compare.
Anyway. If we don't beat them by more than 2 goals, I'll be disappointed.
No, but even if it's 1-2 nil, it's just gonna silence United fans. I don't care as long as we beat them.
I just don't want the new managers bump and stuff.
Carrick. What's he gonna say against Tuchel?
Freestyler vibes, trust me.
You know, even the stick shoots bullets once in a lifetime. So.
What's Declared saying, man? Declared, how you doing?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, all right. How you doing?
Hey, Jim. You know I love you and shit, yeah. But what kind of topic is Silva debate, man? Why don't you pick someone that, like, you know, Cho or Mount, you know, where it gets spicy, where people are gonna go at, you know, after people's necks
this
and
one's
that.
more. This one's more of a relaxed one.
It's like Chelsea fans patting each other on the back, right? It's like all Chelsea fans patting each other on the back.
We all love Silva. What's more to say about Silva?
I wanted a different vibe, you know. No, do you know why I had to do this? Because there was a lot of talk on Thiago Silva on social media about him, you know, I saw so many videos of him being in a back four and saying he's not that good, and I was like, what? Like it just, yeah. So I was just like, nah.
You want to know what the
You should have invited them to the show.
You want to know what the funny thing is? Yeah. They put 20 seconds of a black screen in that 2-minute video. Like 20 seconds of it was a black screen.
It's just weird. It actually, it made me actually do not even a debate. There ain't much to debate about it. It was just actually to really talk about why people are putting him down when he's actually performing better than the Van Dijks and the Diaz's this season. He is based on stats, and even eye test for me. He's the best defender in the league at the moment, and that's the debate really for me. He is. I don't know if you agree, but I think he is.
Well, everyone summed it up, because even when people were trying to talk, and I heard Rams get called out and everything, you can only compare him to Van Dijk, and he's got, what, 10 years on him? He's got a decade on him. Can you guys remember a defender that's played till like 37? Okay, he's going to play till 38 at least at this level. There isn't. They all drop off at about 33.
I mean, to tell you the truth, Thiago, I was going to say Thiago Silva is going to be our oldest player under Roman in a few weeks' time, and in 6 months' time, if he continues playing 6 months, he's going to be our oldest outfield player in Chelsea's history.
And you guys didn't even mention the point, like, you know, you guys brought up that he's smart, his ability on the ball, but I mean, the effect that he has on other players, and we got young defenders, you know, and he plays a role now where he has to keep that back well organized. He's got 2 defenders, and he's got to always make sure, and we're playing out the back, and he is the brains in the back. If Jorginho does the thing in the middle, he does what in the back line, the same thing that Jorginho does for us in the midfield. And I mean, you can compare Van Dijk, and probably Van Dijk's in his peak and all that, but you know, Thiago brings way more across the team.
He's leading goals this season, and he's been playing. So I'm just saying, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, is he? I'll play devil's advocate, because they play a different system where, you know, they're a bit more vulnerable than we are. I guess we'll say that. But I mean, like I said, you're comparing two players that have almost a decade, yeah? Like, Van Dijk probably won't even make it to 37, right? If you want to think about it. And Thiago in his peak was the best defender. And, you know, if you compare a 28, you know, Silva to a Van Dijk 28, you know, I'd say Silva was way better back then.
Yeah, no, yeah. I hear. I mean, my question would be to you: prime Van Dijk or prime Thiago Silva, like in their primes? Wait, who would you go for?
Silva.
Easy.
Silva. It's like comparing not in terms of actual players, but it's like comparing David Luiz to John Terry. It's like a tier above.
Nah, do you know what?
It's like a,
Oh,
you know what? Don't get me wrong. Fine, David Luiz was a baller, like he was one of the best defenders, but John Terry was just a tier above.
I
It's
think
like
as good as Van Dijk is, and let's be serious, we've got to respect it. He is very good. Like, there's not much that he can't do. He has the pace. He can defend. He can win the ball in the air. He's strong. He demands. He does it in a cool way as well. A bit like in the way that Thiago Silva does it when he plays the game. He is very good. Don't get me wrong, and he has been. In terms of the longevity of him, I'm not too sure, because when you look at what Liverpool have won since he's been there. He's won a Premier League and he's won a Champions League. Is that it?
He might have to leave Liverpool if he wants to have a really stellar career. He might have to leave Liverpool.
But is that all he's won at Liverpool?
That's all he's won.
Yeah. So if Thiago Silva wins a Premier League this season, he's won exactly the same trophies as him. What makes him better?
And he's older.
That's my thing. You know, I'd love a rival to come in and actually like ran, but he's run on this one. Usually he comes in giving it. He's done a runner.
Jim, even if he doesn't win the English Premier League, like this guy's got so many trophies under his belt. Doesn't he have like two more Champions Leagues as well?
No.
This is his first Champions League.
But he didn't win one with Milan back in the day.
No, I think you're on about his international trophies. If you're on about them, because I think he's won quite a few under the Milan days as well.
And the World Cup and that.
Yeah. If you compare the Euro games where Ruben Diaz was getting skinned and scoring down goals and had videos where Werner was spinning him, he would look like Maguire. Is what we're saying about. I mean, Ruben Diaz is a good defender. Again, for me, he's not Thiago Silva or even Van Dijk.
Basically, it's City fans. What City fans think of Ruben Diaz, it's what we think of Ricardo Carvalho, but he's just like a crap version of him.
Yeah,
I mean, City fans gas him up to be the next Ricardo Carvalho. That's what they're doing.
He is very good, Ruben Diaz. He is very good.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good talent, but he's not there yet. He's not reached those levels.
What was your thoughts on this when Nizar Kinsella come out today, moving it from topic quickly? Obviously, Rudiger still looks like he's going to be departing. It's looking even more likely now. Jules Koundé is still Chelsea's primary defensive target. So this talks about, a De Ligt being maybe the main man. I think Koundé's always been Chelsea's target, to be honest, and I'll be surprised if we don't get him.
Have you ever seen a player and gone, that's a Chelsea player? That's what I see when I look at Koundé. He's just a Chelsea player for me. Like, he just would suit us perfectly.
Was he wearing a Chelsea shirt?
Versatile. No, not yet. The plan is he will.
Yeah. For me, he doesn't look like a Chelsea player at all. He looks like a United player or Liverpool.
Luke, give us the goss about Rudiger. Yeah, Simon has it wrong. You've got to tell me the goss. I've been coming out. I want the Rudiger goss.
Me, I'm 100% sure he's going to sign in the end, because they're going to offer him what he wants in the end, because everyone wants him to stay.
The end is very soon.
Now, Abramovich will have the last say, and you can see how he's playing. He's not stupid. If he wants us to win the league, you can't let him go. If the back four have to say the same. Christensen, Aspie, Chalobah, Rudiger, and Thiago, 5 of them. They have to be all here for us to win the league, plus other cups and stuff.
Nick Blue, that's the problem. When you signed Rudiger, everybody will want the same money.
But they should. I don't think they will all want the same money. Don't forget, he's older than the others. So
I can't see Koundé wanting the same as what Rudiger would want, because he's a young defender. Surely he'd be like 150 or something. I can't see him wanting.
Is he going to be worth?
He's already making 190. What are you talking about?
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, is it clear?
Yeah, I think so. Oh. Somebody said it.
No,
sorry, I missed that.
Is it going to be worth paying, the money to get Koundé rather than keeping Rudiger, who's proven and he's played out of his skin right now? That's what I was saying. Yeah, I still have hope.
I think Koundé's one for the future. That's my thing. Like, Rudiger, he's 28. We don't know how long he's got left. He could have a good 3-4 years, but Koundé is like...
Yeah, Koundé will look good at Vitesse on loan.
No, you're very funny. No, he wouldn't. He'd be good in this. He'd be very, very good in this squad, and I think he's important. I think we need, at least, I keep saying it, I think we need a defender or two, especially if Rudiger goes anyway. I think we're going to need two.
Do you think Aspie's going to leave as well? Or do you think he's going to start?
I think he'll do one more season if Rudiger leaves.
If Rudiger didn't leave, Chelsea.
If Rudiger didn't leave, that would be a different story, But because he looks like he's going, it just for me, we need to have two defenders. For me, it has to be Koundé and one other, but it won't be two high-profile defenders like De Ligt and Koundé. I'll be shocked if we done that. Koundé is a midget. He gets it. That's just not true. That's very not true. I've done shows of this before. Chelsea boy, you must have seen him, man. Come on.
Yeah, Carvalho was 5'10" as well. So look how good he turned out.
This is the fact, Specs. We will still win stuff with or without Rudiger. It's true. Like, no player is bigger than the club, and let's be serious. We could get Rudiger could go, and we could sign Koundé, and we could still challenge for a league. That's the way I see it. I don't see it. Silva stays, Aspie stays, Christensen signs on.
Chalobah becomes better.
Yeah, Chalobah gets better, gets more game time as well. Like, if Rudiger goes, it goes. I'm not too bent back on it. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. It's like, if he stays, wicked, great. I'd love him to stay, but I don't think you're going to see Chelsea be held to ransom.
So you're not going to be. So basically, what you're saying, you're not going to be having meltdowns and fairway party.
Well, I wouldn't be as upset as Nick would be. Put it that way, for example.
Yeah, I'll be very upset. I still can't. I don't see it. I can't see, how the board, everyone, including Abramovich, they're not stupid. They have to give him the money. They know how good.
Have you at least entertained the idea of no Rudiger?
Yeah, but I'm sure you ain't gonna ask for like 300,000 or something like that. All right, if it's silly money like that, that's different. But if it's up to just over 200,000.
No, but that's what our strikers get anyway. Like, in terms of you give you like the levels of, he would be probably around top 5, top 10.
Strikers that get paid differently, we paid higher.
Yeah, it's different. But he's one of our best defenders. He's saved. He's won us a lot of games this year. Because of him, we won a lot of games.
Yeah, but Nick Blue, look. Chilwell gets 190, right? I don't think giving Rudiger around 200 mark is an issue. That's why I don't believe
so let's see.
The price is
I think
200.
It was more.
Yeah, that's what we don't know.
More.
What is how much are they actually prepared to pay?
If it was 200, I think it would be done by now. I don't think we'd be talking about it if it was 200. If you really want to stay. Maybe Saka. Let's say the ballpark was 180 to 2, and he wanted over 200, and then he got 190 or whatever, and they settled. Yeah, if Rudiger wants to stay, he'll take a smaller fee. Yeah, they'll find something, right? Maybe better bonus.
That's the problem. We don't know how much. We don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
So the fact that it's gone so deep and so long, right? He must be asking for a crazy number that he actually can get when he leaves. It's not unrealistic for him to get.
The way I was hearing Tuchel the other day talking, it didn't sound like that at all.
Yeah, but it's not Tuchel's choice.
No.
And Rudiger as well.
Sorry to interrupt you.
And Rudiger, the way he was talking, it didn't sound like he wants to move. He doesn't want to live. He said he loves Chelsea.
Here's what for me. Sorry, Nico. So here's what for me. What's interesting. I've always been saying Rudiger's leaving since the summer. And I still think, but the comment what Tuchel made me a little bit slow down and say, what? Like, there could be a little bit of hope for Rudiger to stay, actually.
Yeah, the way he was talking, you see.
The way he was talking, it was different. It was different last time, what he said last time. I agree with you. It was.
That's why I got my hopes up after I heard him talking.
Like I said, I'm like Jem. I'm happy that he's gonna sign. And I'm not gonna make a farewell party for Rudiger if he leaves. It's something like I'm gonna.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, I think there is a hope. The way Tuchel was talking
Yeah,
about
the way he was talking about him.
yeah,
You know,
that's what I agree with you. There was something about it, like saying like we're gonna have to do something like just look it up the last comments from Tuchel on him, and he will be surprised that I wouldn't be surprised if we will re-sign him. But
that's
hey,
why. Yes, exactly. So let's just hope that we see what's going to happen soon.
Well, I mean, I know Tuchel's on his press conference right now, so we'll have some. At least when we do the thing tomorrow, I'll be able to give you what I think is the confirmed 11.
Information.
We are going to sell an already made world-class player right now to get an average player, but he's world-class on form. I keep saying this. He's not world-class. He's not always been world-class.
I think he's pushing it.
Maybe that's why
one more
Chelsea,
season.
because Chelsea are hesitant. Chelsea also look at the overall like performances over the years. They don't just look at form. Because if we were doing it based on form, then Willian wouldn't have got a new contract. The way he was playing for his contract. So I think that Chelsea
But we did, we did offer William a decent contract. It's just that
we did offer him at least, but we're not willing to. Maybe the same for Rudiger. We'll probably pay his full wage, but not for the full about a year's.
I think Rudiger wants like 250k, and we've given him 200 and saying, and it's just
no. I think the personal issue is I think we're doing the same thing with Willian. We're probably offering him 200k for 3-4 years.
Yeah, I've seen this, Leslie. I've seen this. I know he's paying. I think he's getting paid 100k at the moment a week. Fine. Like, I'm not saying don't pay him money, but if Chelsea have given him another 100 grand on top of that, and that's 200k, but he wants another 50k, then I don't really get the issue of why my board don't want to do that. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
maybe he wants guaranteed 250k. We're only offering performance based, like if he helps us win trophies. It's probably one of them.
Yeah, to be considered world class, you have to do it season in, season out in every system under any manager. Maybe world class at the end of this career, but he's only been in world class form in the last 10 months. It's a good shout.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, world class form and what form are the other defenders we are linked with.
I think the fact that he's only been in good form for only the last 10 months is probably why the board holding back a little bit, maybe, on giving him something massive.
See, for me, world class is doing it in different systems, winning at the highest level, you know, playing at the highest level as well. To be world class, you have to always be playing consistently at the highest level. And, you know, that's why we say Thiago Silva is. Like, for me, Thiago Silva and Kante are the two world-class players in our team.
Mendy.
I throw Mendy in there because, you know, it winds me up. But yeah, I think Mendy is as well.
I think Lukaku's world-class as well, but I know you disagree with that, so I won't go with
you just literally shot yourself in the foot jump with Mendy. Literally.
I know, but do you know what?
Mendy was very good in the French league. He was very good.
Is consistency, I know, and that it's the same thing as Rudiger, which is the issue. But you know, I don't know. I just think
you can't say world class or world class form. It's either world class or he's not world class.
Wait, you can say world class form, can you?
You see, you see that's when that's when the individual preferences. I keep arguing with people. For me, I will judge the player after he retires if he's a world class or not. Now, he's playing good. When you retire, we'll talk about you. Well, let's see how your career was done for a year and a half or 2 seasons. That's why Van Dijk is not world class to me.
You know,
but this is the difference for Mendy to Rudiger, right? Mendy, since he's came to Chelsea and played at the highest level, has been all right in world-class form. He's been really good since he's come through the door. Rudiger, since he's came to Chelsea, has he been world-class all the way through? I don't think he has.
He's been very close.
That's the issue.
Well, he is now. I think he is now.
Is he?
He wasn't shit when he came. Don't forget. He was good when he came to us. He's always been good.
Good. I don't think he was good.
It's only a lap when Frank dropped him and he was out of the team for so long.
Nick Blue. He was for sale last summer. Remember that?
Yeah, I think You can't say world class or world class form. Doesn't make sense.
Why?
Why doesn't it make sense? You can be in good form, and you can be
Yeah, but
that
it
good
doesn't
form
mean
that
if
you're more
you're
than world
in
class.
How do you become world class then if you're not in world class form? If you don't consider
That's
world
what
class?
it's one or the other.
He's world class in this. He's world class in this system. That makes more sense. Which is in this system, but it doesn't mean he's world class overall.
To become a world class player, you need to have been in world class form to then become world class. So I think he can be in world class form, but not be world class.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Basically, you'd have to do it for more than a year. I would say at least 2 minimum.
Me and you on the same page, Nick.
Again, what's the difference with Van Dijk and Rudiger?
For the new terms, like which you
Again,
hold for that kind of register words and stuff
what's
like
the
that.
difference with Van Dijk's? What's
That's
the difference
not
with
true.
Van Dijk and Rudiger? I'll tell you what. Ever since Van Dijk came to Liverpool, he was a big impact and they won things from day
Van
dot.
Dijk was very good at
Did Rudiger do
Southampton.
that?
It wasn't just Van Dijk. It was a couple of other players as well. Anderson. They got Anderson. They got Van Dijk. Who else they got? I forgot now. They got a couple of free players, and they changed. He changed them. It wasn't just Van Dijk. They needed Alisson done more than Van Dijk.
Well, no, Van Dijk was important in that season that they won.
He was important, but with Alisson.
Was the third person Fabinho as well?
Yes, Fabinho and Matip. They had a few players.
Salah. Don't forget about Salah.
Yeah, don't forget that Arab. God. Sorry, I meant the.
Look, at the end of the day,
I don't like Salah because he left us and he went to Liverpool. I haven't.
He didn't leave us.
He went to Fiorentina, man.
I know Marino. I know the story. Marino didn't want him, but still, he's. Well, I don't like the way he left. Really.
We let him
leave because I find it quite funny because there's so many player agendas.
Marino was not the director at that point.
There's so many player agendas in our fan base. It will be better if Rudiger leaves and we crumble in our defence than we will appreciate what Willian have.
No, that won't happen.
What wish for? You are not judging him from his past years before. What?
That won't happen.
See, these are the same people that go around collecting apologies because they want disaster to happen just to be right in that.
When John Terry left us and Lampard left us and Drogba left us, did you say the same thing? Did you say that we'll crumble? Because things like this is what my point is.
That's rubbish. Completely rubbish.
We
never crumbles.
We never crumble. That's what I'm saying. No player is bigger than the club. We can.
Yeah, I know. I believe that as well.
Rudiger's not even our best defender. He's our second best defender.
That, but
does that make sense?
I'm just hoping that we keep him because I like the way we are. I don't want to fiddle about with the back, the defense. Everyone understands each other. You got Thiago Silva leading them. You got Rudiger leading them. We got 3 leaders at the back. That's what we're winning. And that's what we're going to win.
If Chelsea don't give Rudiger a contract and it's because he wanted something stupid, I don't blame my football club.
No,
That's
would
what
I?
I'm saying.
Yeah, Jim, I wouldn't.
And if Rudiger wants to go for the money and because he knows he can get more, he's in the form of his life and he wants to go and do that, I have no problems with Rudiger doing that. I don't no issues with him.
That's what we don't know.
That is literally it. There's no, I don't like Rudiger.
I know.
I'll be a bit disappointed if he goes to PSG though. But if he goes to Real Madrid, then
No, listen. If he chooses money over trophies, then that's fine. Because there'll be, if Rudiger will put us in a position, if he wins the league, he'll put us in a position where we could get the next generation of centre backs, or the best from the next generation to come to our
look ahead. Yeah, exactly. We've got to look ahead as well. It's not just about the now; it's about the future. Kante, Jorginho.
We let go of Frank Lampard, who was our all-time top scorer. We let go of him. No player is bigger than the club.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, I know that. No one's bigger than the club. But it depends. Depends what he's asking for. We don't actually know. Exactly how much. But if it's 250 and over, then I wouldn't blame the board. I wouldn't blame no one. But
what about the scenario?
200,000 mark, I will blame.
Hello. You know what? Hey, what Jem said, and if we're all in agreement. If he's asking for a lot of money, we don't want our board to buckle. But what other scenario could be could make the board, not entertain the deal? Like, could they see Chalobah and go, we don't really need Rudiger. We got this young player coming through, and we really want Koundé.
Well.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it has the board maybe taken that into account, and let's go light on here so we can sign.
Yeah, but Declare, I'm sure they're going to see what Tuchel says. And we heard what he said the other day.
Yeah, but see, the other thing that was happening, Lou, was that we have a lot of young players nearing end of their contracts, and we want to sign them all. And it could be just a preference.
Signed a new contract.
Yeah, Mount's up due soon. Still got to announce Christensen as well. I think there's a few other players.
I prefer we let Mount go.
Christensen.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and in the whole, as a collective, as a list, a massive list of names, and maybe a year after, maybe next year as well, there's maybe more names, and so they've probably looked at it all and made a priority on who to go for and what to offer, and maybe just because of Rudiger's age, maybe he didn't make a priority cut, and maybe he's not asking for a lot. Maybe the rumors are true. Maybe he's asking for 200 and Chelsea maybe 150. Maybe they're lowballing. So it could be the case here that we're pricking youth over, I wouldn't call him a veteran, but over the older players.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not that old. He's got 3 years easy left.
Of course, but Nick, you got to look at the whole of the team. We're actually still a young team, and the peak of the team is not going to happen now. I know we want to challenge every year, but the peak of the team is happening 3 years, 4 years later, and that's when they want to invest the most money, and that's when we're going to be dominating.
Yeah, 1 second, guys. 1 second. I was just working this out. What Brian sent across. He's saying that Rudiger's looking for 12.5 million a year, and the club's offering 8.5. Right. So if that's the case, Chelsea supposedly are offering him anything around 170 to 180,000 a week. Yeah. Wait a sec. What he apparently wants is 260, nearly 260 a week. That's what.
From my understanding of all the articles, they say that Chelsea are only willing to offer 70% of his full demand. So that's around whether it be 200, that would be about 170k. So I think he probably wants full demand of his money.
I don't know. I mean, I think
they'll settle on 80%.
70%, then 200, 70% is not 170. See, it should be somewhere around. So, okay, let me.
No, because.
There you go.
Go on.
Where's he gone?
Okay, so what I was trying to say with respect to Rudiger, I don't know. See, I know English clubs have a different.
I can't hear you, VJ. I can't hear a word you're saying.
I think he's working well.
Go on, Daniel. VJ, sort your mic out, bro. Daniel, what you saying?
I'm all right, guys. How's everyone? Good.
Yeah, all right, mate.
You good, Dan?
What's your thoughts and everything?
Do you think if we give Rudiger the contract, what he wants, do you think his form's going to stay the same?
This is the thing.
That's a risk as well.
That is a risk. You tie him to a 3-4 year contract and you give him 200 and whatever he wants a week, and then I don't know, we have to change system or Tuchel gets sacked because we just don't know with Chelsea, and someone else comes in and then they don't play a free at the back, and then he doesn't perform. Then what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can. So one thing with respect to Rudiger's contract situation that I'm kind of worried about is, first of all, if a player is requesting for a transfer for a wage, right? I understand this is going to be the wage for the next 3 or 4 years because his contract is for 3 or 4 years long, right? But one thing that we'll have to understand is on what basis is he asking for that particular fee? And I don't know if Rudiger has done enough to actually ask for that in Chelsea's context. I'm saying 250 for Real Madrid might be just normal, but 250 in Chelsea is like very high wage, right? So I'm not sure
if third highest, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, it'd be after.
He would make the third highest paid.
It'd be after Kante and Lukaku.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Chelsea's wage structure is different. So if you are going to be asking for a wage, then in a club like Chelsea, you'll have to also evaluate how the wage structure or the band is structured in Chelsea, right? Coming to the point, has performed.
He's at your microphone, VJ, man. It's just so crackly.
Can you not still hear me?
No, we can still hear, but there's a little like buzz here and there, but carry on.
I don't, yeah, it's in and out. But yeah.
Okay, let me just make it quick if it is not too much of distortion.
Okay.
Okay, what I was trying to say is that Rudiger has just performed in his last 1 or 2 years of the contract. He still hasn't performed to the maximum of the contract duration, which is like 4 years. If he's performed this consistently for the 4 years, then whatever is demanding could probably be a reasonable fee. But he's just performed in the last 1 or 2 years of his contract, and with just that in in the bucket, he cannot ask or he cannot demand that sort of a high wage in Chelsea's band structure as well. That's what I feel. Yeah, over to you, Jay.
I mean, anyone want to answer that? What you're saying?
I don't think he's done enough to earn it. I agree.
Yeah, so go on, Dan.
I just don't agree that he's earned it. Why now? He decided to be good now.
Yeah,
last year of his
because
contract.
we've talked about a rocky past where it wasn't that long ago we wanted to sell him. And it wasn't that long ago he was in the greatest form.
That was
all of a sudden
under Lampard.
Under Lampard, he was in the back four.
I don't think he played the best under Sarri too.
He froze him out. And Daniel, you were saying, if he doesn't play, if he doesn't keep his form, if we give him the contract, but you can't say that. Because how's he going to?
Of course you can, Blue. You can also say he played for a contract. You can say he played for the contract, which is why
he won't get worse. I'm telling you.
Why?
But didn't William play for contract?
William did the same thing and he left.
Yeah, William did the same thing.
It's a massive occurrence that a lot of players play good when they're playing for a contract. It's just normally in sports in general. Right, you play for a contract. You need to play your best.
Not every the highest money you're going to get. Player, Dick. No, I don't believe that.
You're not every player, but a lot of players do it. And Rudiger,
some players do it, but I don't see Rudiger that sort of player.
Why wouldn't you say it? Because he hasn't been informed until his contract was up to an end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he's like I said, he's always been a good player for us.
He hasn't always been a good player. Out of the 4 years that he's been here, right?
Yeah,
we're seeing
we're
seeing the best Rudiger. But one second, you agree with this? We're seeing the best in his form in his last year of
the
contract.
best of the form is now. We know that's why. You don't get.
Which has been the last 10 months.
Yeah, so there's a case to be made that he might have been playing this great for a contract, and he might lose form right when he signs it. Right, that's easily happened. But he hasn't been playing this level.
I don't
and to add to
you don't
this,
want to believe it, but
to add to this point, I honestly don't know if he will be this effective if he's playing in a back four. We've not seen him play in a back four after the Tuchel has set him in this back three formation. He's good in back three. Don't get me wrong. But then if he change it to back four, will he be able to adapt? I've not seen enough of back four success from Rudiger to say that he is.
Said he did interview his favorite formation is a back three.
That's why Chelsea is probably thinking about this contract,
Yeah, if Tuchel is not...
If Rudiger's with Thiago Silva, he'll be fine in a back four, but I'd be worried if it's not Thiago Silva.
What if board thinks if Tuchel get fired? What do we do with Rudiger?
Yeah, if another manager...
Exactly.
If another manager says, I don't want Rudiger.
We can say that about most players, though.
If I'm honest, I think
Lukaku or whatever. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Jim, that Lukaku and Kante can, every manager that will come in will kind of build around them, and they can play with anyone, and they'll do well. We'll build a team around them. Like you can't say that about Rudiger, who would be our third highest paid player.
Yeah. I think it's too much, and I think he should have really negotiated with Chelsea and just said, "Look, this is what I did want, and you've given me this. Why don't we meet in the mids? If you really do want to be here and you're enjoying your football, and why I don't get is you could win a Premier League this season. You'd have won a Champions League and a Premier League, Super Cup, maybe a FIFA Club World Cup, whatever. You could have won so many different things at this club. Why would you want to go on and unless you want something different? Then that's fair. If he just come out and said, do you know what? I'm done with Chelsea now. I've won what I needed to do. I'm going to go and do my thing. Like, cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's won,
I think it's his last big contract of his career, so that's why he's what they call it, planning on getting the most. Yeah, he's planning on getting the most money.
Like exactly. He's waiting to see what happens in the end. And if they go, no, we can't give you that, but we give you this.
But you shouldn't wait. You should know what Abel's like.
If he really loves the club, he will sign it.
You know Abel. Abel will say, this is what it is. This is what we'll give you. Yeah. Well, I actually think we've given him more than we wanted to give him, to be honest. I actually think they've already done that. But
we haven't given him nothing yet. Let's see.
Well, no, but he's enough might just be too much. That's my thing. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. We don't know the price. We don't know what.
Then what other reasons would there be to be this contract to be delayed? There's no reason, you know, like other than him, maybe wanting to see if we win a league.
If it was,
I don't know.
There's a potential that this could just be a PR, like for him as an excuse to leave the club. Like he could demand a wage which Chelsea won't give, and he could turn around and say to the fans, I asked for a wage. The club hasn't met it.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's
get a contract in January. Who knows?
We don't know. Hassan, you don't need you don't need a PR for that. That's just a win-win scenario. You ask for a lot of money. If you get it, you're happy, and if you don't get it, you leave and get it anyway. It's a win-win for when it comes to money. So you don't need a PR on what fans are going to think or whatever. You're just after the money. You don't care. So you don't need that. But look, this is unusual compared to the other case. Everything we just said and what you just said, Jem, too, what the board offered. If there was a middle ground to be found, it would have been found and it would have been done. I feel, and I think Redneck feels the same too. The fact that it's gone this far, it's a done deal. It's set. He's gone. They've noticed that nothing can be done, right? And it's done. I think he's gone. I've accepted the fact that it's done and gone because we don't let something go this far, and we're not going to beg for this long.
I do agree with what Bex has said though in this just now. I actually think his agent's pushing this a lot as well because he's seeing money. I think he sees that he's got an individual that's assigned to him that's in great form and he's at the end of his contract that can earn a bit of money and he can earn a bit of money out as well. So maybe he is in his ear as well, you know. I've just Googled Rudiger's reported wage demands, and it appears several are reported demands of 12 million per year, and sourcing it in euros, which I think it is around 200k a week.
Well, work it out, Brian. It's more than 200k.
It's more than that. It's a lot more than that.
You would have got it by now.
Probably about 230, 220.
Well, divided by 12 and then divided by 4, it's well, I don't know wrong.
214 I got.
There's 240. I think so.
No, that's
250.
euros.
It's actually 250.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's bang on 250.
The guy in the chat said about Bayern Munich. You know about Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich's set, aren't they? Like they're set for life, aren't they, in the Bundesliga because they're like the biggest brand, aren't they? That makes sense. That's why he wants to go Bayern Munich.
Yeah, exactly. They get
money. That's why he's like, oh, I'll go Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich's
and he's a German national as well, so he's big in that country, and maybe he'll get more from marketing as well. He'll get big money.
What are you saying, Grey Dinner, man?
We're in a really good situation.
Yeah,
I think he is a really good player, but I don't think he's irreplaceable. I think there are players who can do his role. Like, what you need to find the centre back with the same sort of profile as Rudiger if you want to keep playing with this system. So someone with they need speed, they need to be able to be aggressive. You can find a centre back with those sort of attributes, and I think we'll be fine to let Rudiger go. But he has been fantastic. So ideally, he'd sign for 200k and we'd all be happy. But it's more like that. So.
Yeah, and I hope that they do eventually come to a compromise. And at the end of the day, he might go out. His agent might go out in January, talk to Bayern Munich, talk to PSG, and it might not be exactly what they want. Let's remember that. And then he might be into a position where it's like, do you take what Chelsea are offering, or you take the little bit more that PSG and Bayern Munich are willing to pay? Because you've got to bear in mind, PSG's wage book at the moment is ridiculous. Anyway, so I don't really get this PSG thing, him going there. I actually still think Bayern Munich. I don't know why, not even Real Madrid. I just think Bayern Munich are the only ones. But even them, I don't see them going out their way.
Sule's he's on 200k a week, so I think Rudiger will probably take his wage bill.
Hey, Jem, I think that's already done. I think they've already scouted out what they can get from some other clubs.
What makes you think that?
Because that's probably what they're comparing to. So we can get this amount from there.
Once Chelsea,
they're not allowed to talk to anyone until January anyway, are they? They can't just go around talking to. They might do on a sneaky.
The agent can always get a little filler.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like whatever he's going to do, I just want to know sooner rather than later, so we can just get on with it, because it's just becoming a little bit like draining talking about it.
Too long.
What about Marquinhos?
I think that's why I think it's done.
The one who should keep is Christensen. Not. I don't think we can replace Rudiger.
Why Christensen?
Because he's 25, so he's younger than Rudiger, and he has a lot more. He has a lot more time to grow. Because as a defender, you get better with age. So I think we should keep Christensen, and if Rudiger wants to go, then he can go, and then get in a Jules Koundé or Delete.
That's it.
There you go, Christensen. I mean, the only issue I have with Christensen is just the leadership qualities. I don't think he's really.
Yes, he got more Rudiger.
Yeah, but he can develop that with age, though.
He's not that sort of player.
I think you got to be born with that a little bit, to have that.
Christensen is a quiet sort of player.
He's got enough decent players.
He's not aggressive enough. He's not, he's a great player, but he's not like the Rudiger type who goes in for any tackle. He goes in with his head. That's a completely different player.
Christensen is someone who can do his job, but then if you ask him to lead an entire line, then he probably might not.
That's
he's
right.
Not a leader. He's not.
No,
he's
that's
not
what I'm saying. He's not a leader. We've got, 3 leaders, and we want them to stay. So at least another, season after this one.
Yeah, we can't afford to lose Christensen, because if you lose Christensen, then we only have Thiago Silva who can play the middle very well.
That's what I'm saying. We don't want nothing to upset the rhythm we have. We have them, right now.
That makes a good point, though. But I think when you compare Christensen to Rudiger, that makes Christensen more important. I think we've got more players that can play left and right, centre backs, and the middle is a bit more. You got to be way more better on the ball.
You're wrong. I don't think you like Rudiger, really.
What makes that?
Because you're always talking against him.
But I asked you the question. Like you haven't even entertained the idea of Rudiger leaving. You've come here hundreds of times and said he's already signing, but he hasn't signed. Does that make you in love with Rudiger? I think you're in love with Rudiger. If I hate Rudiger, it's because I went against it. That means you're in love and you have an agenda.
No, I'm not Johnny Mount. I'm not Johnny Mount.
You are. You are Johnny.
There's only one Johnny, declared.
Yeah, don't talk too loud, he might hear you.
You say 3 times he comes. I noticed that.
Johnny.
If you slag off man 3 times.
No, because you can't say Christensen will do what Rudiger does. Tell me.
I said they're different. What I was saying,
I think they're different.
The defenders we have more defenders that can play right and left centre back, right? Mm-hmm. And it's more easier to replace.
Exactly.
Maybe not to the level, but someone has to play the role. But to play the middle, you need a centre back that's really good on the ball. That's why probably Koundé maybe gives us something else, because he's so good on the ball. That's what he's known for. Maybe he isn't a great defender, but he's so good on the ball. And when we play this system, it makes a big deal. That's why we're rating, and this is a Silva debate. That's why we rate Silva so highly, because he's so good on the ball. And so smart, he can get out of so many positions where if you put Rudiger there, he might struggle.
I will be pretty honest. This is a Thiago Silva debate show, and I know we was talking about it earlier, but None of them players touched Thiago Silva. I'm sorry, Rudiger, Christensen.
Oh, probably.
Not even close.
Jim, I really want
I
to
think
ask you this
Christensen has the brain, but that's about it. Maybe not even that, but he's
But you
close.
know, Christensen played under great defenders. You know, he's even played since when Terry was playing under. I mean, and he's praised him. We've had so many good defenders. Well, Christensen has been here, and just being under Silva, I think when Christensen maybe hits 28, he might be so great and has so much knowledge.
We'll see.
And we'll see. Yeah, but he's been under great defenders, man. And I think he's been
I agree. He's been quite lucky to have that, to be honest. What are you saying, VJ?
Now, I did want to ask you one question. Why did you start with the Thiago Silva debate for today? I mean, if it is a debate, there should be people against Silva, right? I mean, I don't see anyone who's speaking against Silva.
No, it wasn't. It was more of a. With the debate show with Thiago Silva, I wanted it to be more of a number one, a calm one. I didn't want us to go back and forward chatting about it because I knew this wasn't a Chelsea thing. This wasn't a Chelsea disagreement right now. It was more of a. I had to talk about it because of what I'd seen on social media. A lot of people doing videos of him saying that he can't play in the back four. A lot of people dissing his name, saying that he's done, he's too old, he couldn't play more than 3 games in a row. And to be honest, when's the last time we've actually sat here and spoke about him? I think it was good time to talk about what he's done since he's been at Chelsea. I think he's been that integral, and I think he's more.
Come on, Jim, you just did not have subject. You just want to show your love for Thiago Silva.
No, to be honest,
Jim, you should have done a Timo debate.
Nick Blue is so in love with Rudiger and declared is so hates Rudiger, then you so in love with Thiago Silva and so hates Christensen.
Christensen. Oh, let me find him. Lewis, where is he? Mate?
Oh yeah,
get Lewis on.
I actually think Christensen has done more than Rudiger, literally.
Part of the reason why I did it is just because I've got this thing of saying that Thiago Silva was the best
Christensen
defender in the league at the moment.
Christensen was better a longer career.
Both of them the same, to be honest. They both improved and made themselves look better.
No, I'm saying Christensen was done good as a defender longer than Rudiger. That's what I say, in my eyes. Not only in my eyes, in the Bundesliga too, because he was the defender of the year over there.
Redneck, you better go and put some glasses on if it's in your eyes.
Redneck, you're getting called out, mate.
Look.
Hey, someone tell me.
Hold on a second. Did or did not Christensen named defender of the year in Bundesliga?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Did or did not Rudiger was never mentioned in Roma?
Only against racism.
What?
Yeah, but Rudiger didn't become a good player at Roma. He was good when he came to us.
But did he? Okay, so at our when he became in the Premier League,
I know Christensen is a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong. I love Christensen, but he ain't got the same. He hasn't got the physical leadership skills of Rudiger.
We just started the debate show by saying you do not have to be physical, fast, and stuff because you have to have a brain.
Right. You have to be physical. At the back, you need physical players to go and get the tackle and to get up there. Look at,
you need a mixture. You need a mixture.
Christensen is physical though.
It's not.
He's not that physical.
Come on.
It's not about.
He's not a leader. He's a great player.
You need both. You need both.
To be honest, this is how I look at it.
Aerially very good. He can defend. He can.
Yeah.
Terry and Carvalho is the greatest partnership in Premier League.
Christensen has a good pace. Christensen has a good tackle ability. Christensen has a good physical ability. All you arguing about is he does not have that nastiness to it. But I don't care about that nastiness. I care how he defends.
You need the nastiness to win games.
You need
a bit of everything. Look, Rudiger.
What's so elegant?
I think Rudiger
need a bit of everything. Rudiger
can
part among his passing is great. His heading is great. His physicality is great. He's an all-round defender. He's one of the best in the world right now. So
he's going to be. I I don't think he's going to be one of the best when he moves to another team, Nick.
He's one of the best defenders in the world right now.
I don't think
Not going to be the best in
If you're talking about one of the best defenders, doesn't Christensen have like 40 some clean sheet, like 50 some games?
Yeah. Like
45
so freakingly mad
55,
about
I think. 45 and 55, I think.
Yeah, it's like 45.
The way we're set up and the way we play, our defenders are playing at the back more than actually doing defending. That's how that's how good we're playing. And we need the brains and the ball playing mid defenders. Yeah.
We just got better long passing now, but I think
we barely do it, but we play out the back perfectly.
Passing. Christensen's like our Jorginho, but at the back. Like,
yeah,
really
that makes him more important than Rudiger.
Clever passing.
Don't put those two together, please.
Yeah, hey, you need a better player.
No, Jorginho was awesome against Leicester. I don't know what you're talking about.
Talk about Jorginho. We are going to do a Jorginho debate show, and I'm going to get Redneck on as well.
I'm not the biggest Jorginho fan, but I like Jorginho. I just waited.
I like Jorginho.
Wait, just one second. What did you say, Redneck? Sorry?
When you have that show, let me know. I will not attend that show.
Yeah.
Come on! You have to be here.
You have to be there because you clearly don't rate him, don't like him.
Before I even met you, Redneck, I was the one that was getting called out for not liking Jorginho on this channel all the time because I used to always criticise.
Jorginho's always been a good player.
I just think he's a very good midfielder. I don't think he's like the greatest ever or anything.
He's good at what he does.
I agree. Sometimes it gets over gas. It does go over gas sometimes. So I thought he was very good.
Somebody put Maguire against Leicester. Get the freaking in the
Hey, that must be Barkley.
Come on, mate. You know the answer, Stuart. You're better than this, Stuart. If Rudiger goes to Real, he won't be considered a top defender in the world. I hear that. I do hear that.
No, but in Rudiger's mind, right? If he leaves us, then goes to Real Madrid, and then proves he's good there, then that would give him a better argument to being like one of the best defenders in the world, and that he's not just a system player.
No, but
that might be what he's thinking about leaving.
If he goes to Madrid and does well, then that's good on him. He's picked the right career.
It's not going to Real Madrid. It's between PSG and Bayern Munich. Let's stop talking about
it. No, it's going to be Bayern Munich.
They're going to go to Real Madrid.
I think it'll go Bayern Munich or
because
maybe
they have to pay for the two players that already come in, Paul Pogba and Mbappe. They cannot afford the first player.
Yeah, I hear that.
And
but at the same time, I don't think Bayern Munich will pay him what he wants. I don't think they're the kind of team to do that. So
I think the only where he's going is PSG. Bayern Munich cannot afford his wages either. That's why they let them. What's the front?
I heard Man City are interested as well.
I'll be so disappointed in him if he goes to PSG. So disappointed.
I'll be disappointed if he goes to Man City.
Yeah, imagine if he goes to City, they
I want all those Rudiger lovers see. I want those all Rudiger lovers see if he goes to rivalry. Then we'll see.
Imagine.
Then
I can't see that. He's not going
to. If he goes to Man City,
what if he goes partner with Conte?
I can never change my team. Even if
that happens,
League Blue is gonna be his name.
At least the point Chelsea in the bloody. We nearly went in the third division when I was supporting Chelsea. We was the second in. Was it 79? We was second division, and we were third from bottom in the second division.
Oh God!
And I was still in Stamford Bridge. 10, 11, 9,000 fans sometimes.
Like me, you're a dinosaur, mate. What's going on?
Huh?
So you're a dinosaur.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I told you I was. I've been going since 1969 was my first game. 69 against Leeds.
Do you know what, though? That's the other thing as well. Pep's going to be leaving soon. They're not going to have the same attraction. Do you know what I mean? Going without Pep in moving forward, I don't think, anyway. But I don't know.
That's why they have them. That's why they have the money, though. So.
This is an easy answer, actually, Cole. It's not even a debate.
Who's this? Is a United supporter or something? Or?
I don't know.
Stuart. It's a real Barkley. He just put a
Barkley.
Question for the panel.
Go on then, quickly. We're going to finish off in a minute. Go.
Is it at all possible if Marina, signs a deal with Rudiger, saying that what you just have to sign a 3-year contract with us or a 2-year contract, and then you can be sold so that Chelsea will get revenue out of like how we did for the Giroud situation. Is it at all possible that we end up in that sort of scenario?
No. Why would he do that for?
I think he could easily get the wage that he wants, because usually free agents get higher wages.
I just said Bayern Munich set forever.
I think get 300k. I think he can get up to 300k at another club. I think.
Rudiger, no way.
Yeah, other big clubs with lower tax brackets, they can offer more. But yeah, it would be dumb
Rudiger
because
is not worth 300k.
There's no club paying big money for him. VJ, I know your scenario you're talking about. Sometimes it happens when a player wants to give something back to the club, and he'll only leave if another club pays a certain fee. That's a different kind of thing. That's what's happening here with Rudiger.
Yeah, agreed. I was just thinking through and thought maybe if there is a chance. Anyways, even I think it's not possible.
Listen, we'll get rid of Rudiger, we'll get rid of Christensen, we'll get rid of Aspie, and then we'll go and buy Kunde.
Get rid of Ziyech.
We'll go and buy. Who else do you want to buy? We're Chelsea, innit?
Marquinhos. We need to get him. He's very, very good.
Come on. We can keep Silva with Marquinhos. Have Kunde next to them. Yes. There we go. Done. You happy? No Rudiger. No worries. No Rudiger. No worries. I'm a lifetime Chelsea fan. From Die Hard one, bro, is what Stuart's saying. Big up to Stuart. Pochettino will be the new Tuchel. Abdi, you're in cuckoo land, mate. That's.
The same Pochettino that's relying on freestyle and vibes.
Listen,
and it's making
Messi. You're going to get the same issues as you have with Oli. That's what I'm going to say.
He makes Messi look trouble. That's what Pochettino
is. By the way, apparently.
Zidane will come. His wife will let him.
I rate Poch. I think
Zidane's going to be.
I don't rate Zidane. I think Zidane
to go. He ain't going there anyway.
He's going to PSG.
I think he'll flop. I think Zidane will flop.
Zidane is the tournament coach. He's not long. He's the tournament coach.
Yeah, for UCL. Stuff like that.
No, literally, there is coaches that know how to do in a tournament, but they don't know how to do weekly to weekly managing.
He won the league though.
He's done it twice, isn't he? The league, Zidane.
Yeah, he won the league in I think 2019.
No, but every time there's a rebuild, he walks out the door.
I don't rate Zidane.
He came back to a much worse squad in 2019.
What did he do last time he went to Real Madrid?
He won the league.
I think he only won like one trophy, and he got sacked. He won like one trophy, got sacked.
He got sacked.
He won the league. He won the league, and then
I have got to shoot.
Did he won the league? I don't think he won.
Yeah, he won. He did.
The only competitor was Barcelona, so that was shit. So.
Yeah. Listen, tomorrow we're going to be doing the preview to the Chelsea and Juventus game, so make sure that you stay tuned. Still over 80 of you here. If you are new to GNA TV, please subscribe to the channel. Get them likes up as well. Just try and get over 50 to 60 likes, guys. I haven't looked at them recently, so please do that. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, as always.
We got a video 4:30, Jim. Leicester review. If you got a Leicester Chelsea review 4:30 on my channel with Abs.
All right, yeah, and then at 4:30 you got Daniel going live, Shed and Shotters. Go and follow him as well on that. Go and check him out, guys, as well. We also got VJ with Sports Wire. He's changed his name recently, haven't you? You changed your name of your channel. Yeah. So go and check him out as well, guys. And enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Don't worry. We have Thiago Silva, the best defender in the league. Rudiger may be going. Doesn't matter. We'll find someone else.
Thiago Silva.
Yeah, we move.
Thiago Silva.
All right, guys.